Hey, welcome to practice 3, an activating practice balanced with some thoughts. We're going to call this the Stay Lit practice. Yes, it's written on my t-shirt too. In weaving in those elements of what it means to show up, how to maintain hope, which was the suggestion that underpins some of the most resilient people, is this hope. We're going to check in on the things in our everyday that adds to that hope and that joy, so that we're not continually pushing things away and numbing them, because we want to feel our joy and it not be flat. So if we're constantly numbing the disappointments, it's also going to numb our joy, which is going to have an impact. So let's focus on this breath practice first. The focus of this is to get deep into the pelvic diaphragm, yes, but so we can engage the muscle groups closest to the spine. So we use the breathing diaphragm, something called the psoas and the quadratus lumborum here in the back to bring together that kind of structure and integrity we need for the messages to be flowing freely from body to brain, brain to body. So on our inhale, we're going to focus on some softening and releasing a little bit. And on our exhale, we're going to focus on engagement. So engagement from the pelvis, hugging in, almost creating that structure and that center line. So there's that element of pause and soften and prepare, and then the element of action and control. And we're going to work within the boundaries of those just for a few breaths. You can take this off and explore it, obviously, at any point today or any other day. Maybe bring the hands to the belly, and if you've just sat down, you've been rushing around, you could even just play with the spine, because we are talking about engagement of those core muscle groups, and we want to know how the spine feels on that day, really. So just a little wave from side to side to get you started. You can sit in any way you like. Just make sure that when you do, you've got some length in your spine, whether you're sat on the sofa or lying down. So maybe bring the hands to the belly, just focusing as you breathe in, drawing in that softness into the belly. And as you exhale, draw up, connect from the pelvis into center, all the way through that center line, up and out. So breathing in to soften, and exhale, engage and lift. Breathing in to soften, prepare, exhale, engage, lift. So this is quite a warming activation. Just take the next few breaths in your own rhythm, in your own wave. Just notice which bit you might struggle with the most, whether it's drawing the breath down, creating that softness because you're so busy holding on to everything, or is it the engagement, that hug and lift? Are you focusing on one element too hard? And just do a few more of these. The amazing thing about this breath practice is the activation and the warmth that just comes with that breath. Last one, maybe sight away. And let's move on to our Stay Lit list. What's a Stay Lit list? I first did this, maybe 6 years ago now. I don't check in on it enough. Maybe a 6-month or a yearly reflection is a really good practice to have. All handy in a notebook or on your phone, whatever you want to do. Mine is aptly yellow because yellow is a thing for me. It's on my Stay Lit list. My Stay Lit list isn't just full of big things. Big things are amazing. I like going traveling, and I like making plans with friends, and speaking to people on the phone and hanging out with my family, and those are all core staples of the ingredients of my house and my life and what I prioritize, and they actually will be on the list. But it's also the tiny little glimmers and moments within the day. Like, I love the color yellow, whether it's yellow flowers, yellow things in my home, wearing the color yellow. My favorite flower is a sunflower. So yellow brings me joy. I also like to sit in the mornings outside if possible, when it's raining, just on the front step, enough so I can get the smell of nature, the smell of the outdoors, whilst having a drink and some quiet reflection before I start my day. There are all these little moments that I can write down that say, if I keep weaving these into my everyday, those are the elements that are going to kind of carry me forwards into being hopeful, into building up my resilience. So I don't have to push it all away and numb it by trying to switch off in other ways. So I'm going to invite you, whether you are already starting to write things down, or maybe you spend some time today doing it, or you might add to it over the next few weeks until you've fully gone through it, because you might be sat there going, I can't think of anything small. In which case, go through some of your days, really notice when something makes you smile. And it might be an interaction with someone in your family. It might be something you do for yourself. It might be, the few minutes before you go to bed. Any kind of small rituals, and those elements, make it onto your list. It might be the smell of essential oils. Anything to do with the senses works as well. So spend some time with it, get it written down electronically or on paper, maybe even put it up somewhere so you can remind yourself. And in those moments where you are feeling quite heavy, perhaps you just look over to that and go, I could do that right now. Or actually I can make time and do one of those bigger things on Friday, and I've got that to look forward to. That's going to warm my heart and give me a lift and a boost. Enjoy the exercise and the breath activation. Use that before you write your list. Hopefully you'll be empowered and activated and ready to go into that journey of being lit, whatever that looks like for you. Take care, and I will see you next time.